Never hoard your money, because when you die, you won't take anything with you. Look, maybe this story sounds harsh, but it really happened, and it could happen to anyone. Back in the 1960s, in the southern United States, there lived an elderly woman, already very advanced in age. Her back was bent from years of working in the fields, and her face was marked by the sun and by life itself. She lived alone in a small house with an old roof and worn-out wood, not because she couldn't fix it, but because she didn't want to spend the money even though she had plenty of it. In the town, she was known for one thing only. She was stingy, truly stingy. She had worked hard in her youth and spent her entire life saving money, saving without ever asking herself what it was for. She believed that saving was the same as being safe, and she always ate just enough, never spending more than necessary. She slept on an old little bed, and worst of all, she wore the same clothes she had used for years, all to avoid spending. Under her bed, she kept a large old tin full of bills and coins. Every time she earned something, she did the same thing. She closed the door, looked around, lifted the mattress, and hid the money. "It's safe here," she would tell herself. "No one touches anything here." But something was stalking her, and she chose not to pay attention to it. For months now, her body no longer responded the same way. She felt dizzy when she stood up, her legs trembled when she walked too much, and sometimes she ran out of breath just from carrying a bucket of water. One morning, while she was in her little garden, she doubled over in pain. A sharp stab in her chest forced her to sit down on the ground. "It'll pass," she murmured. "It's age, I'm old already. But the good thing is I have money," she told herself. She stayed there for several minutes, breathing shallowly, her hand pressed against her chest. When the pain eased, she got up as best she could and went back into the house. She didn't ask any neighbor for help. She didn't even go to the nearest health center, all to avoid spending a single cent. From that day on, she began to eat less, not because she lacked food, but because she didn't want to spend money even on that. Sometimes she ate hard bread, a little of what she grew, sometimes nothing at all. The neighbors began to notice. They saw her thinner, paler, slower. "Ma'am, you should eat better," one of them told her. "I'm fine," she replied one day. "Don't exaggerate." A few days later, the pain returned, this time stronger. It struck her at night when she got up to go to the bathroom. Her legs didn't respond properly, and she had to hold on to the wall to keep from falling. She stayed there, leaning against it, struggling to breathe. She thought about calling someone. She thought about knocking on a neighbor's door. But she looked at the tin under the bed and decided not to. "I won't bother anyone," she whispered. "I can handle this myself. Maybe they'll take my money," she thought. From then on, she began to move in fear. Every step cost her. Every effort left her exhausted, but she kept denying it.